trying. And you may fail. Hopefully, I'm gonna be honest with you, I hope you do fail. I hope you fail 4 or 5 times, because every time you fail, you learn and you get better. You grow. And if you're not growing, you're dying. You gotta grow. And if everybody just got everything given to them, how boring would this be? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta work, and everything's not gonna go your way. It's not. It's not. It is what it is. But eventually, you're gonna get there. But you gotta be willing to take those steps. Don't get on Instagram and look at all these people saying, all this money they got, all this fast money. This shit ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry.
It sounds good.
Yeah. It's not gonna happen. Some people get lucky, but they could be lucky in the sense that they got the money, but they're not happy. And that's kind of where I was at. I'm making a very good salary. I'm doing well, but I'm not happy. I'm more happy doing this than any day at work. Any day at work. I'm more happy creating these journals than any day at work. I'm more happy trying to help and connect with people than anything I do at work. So that money is good, but I'm searching for the happiness now, just like you guys should be doing. And at your age, you can do things that you don't want to find out when you're 47 years old of the things that you could do. You want to learn right now what you can do. Yep.
Not too much to forget about your past, like to move forward, like with your life.
So you know how I forgot about that past? That whole gratitude thing. So my friends say I'm brainwashed, and I love it. They said, Drew, you brainwash yourself. And I said, you know what? I have. I brainwashed myself in the right way. But the way that I got over the past was by every day thinking about something that I'm grateful for. And what that does is, when you start to think about what you're grateful for, you start to forget about all that stuff that you felt like was wrong and bad, because you start to see how good things are and could be. So your whole mindset changes. But that's for me, period. And that didn't happen to me until like 5 years ago. So I was in my 40s and still feeling that same way. But when I started to write things down that I'm grateful for and did it over and over and over and over again, it changed my whole mindset. And that's when I started to believe a different way and believe that I can take risks. And like I said, because I'm grateful and I have that eye, I can see things that, okay, this is a risk, but if I fail, hey, there's something good to come out. But that's how it happened. It was all that. But you know what? I didn't know that. I got lucky. At the end of the day, I got lucky. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know how happy I could feel today 5 years ago. I thought I was happy then. No idea. But I took that, I got lucky. I started writing it down and I started practicing gratitude. And now I'm so happy that I want to keep getting happier, because there isn't a limit. And the way that I do that is to keep writing my journal, keep going. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. I'd be at work, working on some stuff, trying to sell some phones, and feeling good about that. But life's bigger. It's a bigger picture. I get more out of this than anything. This means so much to me. It's ridiculous. I'm just happy to be here.
How do you maintain the discipline to keep pushing for what you want to do instead of being complacent?
Habits. So the way you maintain a discipline is to create habits. Every successful person, ask any of them, every successful person that you ever meet has habits that they say are non-negotiable. They will do every day or every other day or whatever, but it's something they're going to do all the time. And not only is it a habit that you do all the time, you don't expect anything out of it. See, so when you have a habit and you do it, you just do it. And there's no expectation from it. When you start to expect things from the things that you do, and then you don't get that immediately, you stop doing it, because you say, well, I expected this to make me do this, and it's not doing that, let me stop doing it. But if you'd have done it maybe 1 more time or 10 more times, it might have gotten you where you need to be. So forget your expectations, get habits, understand what those habits are and what they mean, and keep doing them. A simple habit that this Navy SEAL talks about in a podcast I listen to is making your bed. And I know my parents used to tell me to make my bed all the time, but they didn't tell me why. And maybe for them, they just want me to make the bed so I can be clean and be a good child. But for this Navy SEAL, he makes his bed every morning because that's the first thing that he gets done. So in his mind, he said, I just got that done. What am I going to do next? So it starts his day in a path where I'm going to get things done, and making that bed is that first thing to say, all right, got that done, what's next? And that's what motivates. So he'll never go another day without making his bed. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I adopted the same thing. So I'm in my 30s or whatever. Me and my wife, we get up, go to work, bed may not be made up, we didn't care. I don't leave the house today without making my bed. But it's because of in my mind, that's the first thing that I've gotten done. So hey, I've gotten something done today. That started that whole, ball rolling. What's the next thing I'm gonna get done? What's the next thing I'm gonna get done? Pull out that journal. Here's some other things I'm gonna get done. It starts my day. So habits are the way to get that discipline. You create a habit and just tell yourself I'm gonna do this, period. And understand why you're gonna do it. Don't have any expectations about it. And get a habit. That's definitely number one. Number one.
What motivated you like to do what you're doing now? Like who was your number one supporter? Like throughout the things you went through?
So I would have to say my wife, so we have an interesting dynamic. She's very smart as well. She was salutatorian in high school. She did, she got a degree in chemistry, but she kind of did the same path as I've been on, where we just got jobs. I mean, she's not doing any chemistry. And she's got a good job, but I've always gotten better jobs, mostly because she stayed home with the kids more and didn't want to keep going up because she did a lot of things with the kids. But what she did for me was support me and not get down on me. When I lost my job, she didn't get down on me. She said, Drew, I know you got this. I got full faith in you. And that helped me because I knew I had her support. And as I started to do this whole journey, if you go back 3 years ago when I first started blogging, I was writing crap. I mean, you can look at my blogs, I wasn't writing good stuff. I didn't know really what I wanted to push. I just knew I wanted to do something positive. So I was making some bracelets, putting some positive sayings on it, but it was crap. But she still supported me. She didn't question me. She let me keep doing it. She didn't get down on me. She even told me, she said, Drew, I didn't really believe in what you were doing, but I wasn't going to stop you because you felt like you want to do. So she just kept supporting me to the point today she's all in. Like she wanted to be here today to watch this because she feels like now I've gotten something that I really believe in, and the evidence is me being right here talking about it. And for her, she's starting to believe it. And that's the biggest win for me because we've been on a different, like I said, we're two different people, and I've always been that positive guy. I got the optimism. I feel positive about things, and she's always been that, you know what, this may happen, this, I don't know. And now she's starting to come up, we're starting to meet at the same place. We're just positive about life. So she's been my biggest support. Another person though, I would have to say this, another person, I don't know if you guys watch a show called Married to Medicine, but Dr. Heavenly on there, her and I went to college together. And she was doing my teeth one day and she said, Drew, you were the smartest guy I knew in college. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? You can do better than this. And that was some tough love. It was some tough love. I hate to hear it. She was right. And that she said that to me about 6 years ago, and that put a seed in me as well. Where it's like, I needed to hear that because she's doing well. She's a millionaire, whatever, big, huge house. And I used to tutor her. And here I am, just not really realizing my potential, not being how I need to be. So that really helped me as well. What else? I got a question for you guys. What are some of your dreams? If you could right now today do anything that you wanted to do, what would it be? Based on what you've seen so far in this world, what you learned. I've heard about some of the entrepreneurial stuff that you guys, I'm curious, tell me something. If you could do right now, what would you want to do?
Be a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist. What else?
Architect.
Architect.
Own 5 businesses. Own 5 businesses in Atlanta.
Right. Your own business that you run. Yeah, okay. You tech?
Studio engineer, producer.
Studio engineer and producer? What?
Fashion designer.
Fashion designer.
Creative.
Yeah, I can see it.
Put together a whole concert for people to come up.
Okay. What else?
Real estate. To travel.
Travel the world. It's a beautiful thing. I tell you, it's a beautiful thing. So, in order for any of you to meet those goals, you gotta have the right habits. You have to have the right habits and you have to have the right mindset. But you'll meet them all. You'll do it all. There's nothing you can't do. And people are gonna tell you that. You know, they're gonna say, oh, you can be whatever you wanna be. I don't know if you can be whatever you wanna be, but you set your mind to something, you can do it. But you gotta put in the work. Part of putting in the work is to have a habit that you just say, I gotta do. I have to have the right habits. Then you gotta connect with people. You already know that. That's the beauty of this. This is beautiful, because you guys are connecting. So this, you guys have these connections. This will be your mastermind group when you're in your 20s and when you're in your 30s. You'll be calling each other saying, hey, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking about doing this, what do you think? And you'll be calling saying, you know, I've got this opportunity, you want to come jump on it. Keep these connections, because that's what life is about. Everybody that you see that is so, you know, successful and they've done all these things, they're all connected. And this is the start of your connections. Don't let these go. Based on what I've heard that you guys are doing, I mean, the sky's the limit, but you have to have the right habits. And I'm a big proponent, out of all my reminders, out of all of them, the number one for me is being grateful. No matter your circumstances, no matter if you're in the dumps, if you are living on the street, those bums can get up that day and think of something to be grateful for. They can be grateful they just woke up, that they got another start, that they can possibly meet somebody today that can give them a job or loan them some money or put them in a shelter. But they can be grateful for something, even that everybody has something to be grateful for, but you got to think about it. You got to put your mind to it. And when you do that, you attract more of what you want. It's just more of what you want. It's reality. Never get complacent. Never. But then also don't have the expectation that things are going to happen like that. Don't have the expectation that you got to be the best at everything at every moment. Do your best right now, and if it's not good enough, forgive yourself and then try again. But just never be complacent. Keep trying. Keep trying. Anything else?
You spiritual or religious?
I'm spiritual. Yeah. I mean, I'm a Christian by nature. So if you want to really know about that, I grew up in a Baptist church. And I just talked to my mom about this 2 days ago. And I told my mom, I grew up in a Baptist church, but the church always talked about all the things I shouldn't do. And all the ways I can go to hell, you know, all that. That's what they talked about. And I was like, I needed to hear that prosperity. I need to hear about how good life can be because of my religion. I need to hear more of that. So that's what I kind of preach right now. So, but I don't push my religion, you know, I don't do that. But at the end of the day, it's all about prosperity. Because, yeah, all that other stuff is true, but that's not what we need to focus on. Our focus needs to be on our prosperity. And all the rest will work itself out. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, stuff's going to go wrong. Bad things are going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now, bad things are going to happen to all of us. But if you have the right mindset, and you're taking the right action, you have the right habits, you get through it. When you get through it, you need to be a better man. Period. So I'm going to pass you out these journals.
One more question.
Yep.
One more question. I mean, he here, you know what I mean? If you got anything, you know,
Any questions about Samsung? Or jobs or college, any of that?
any question.
Sports, all of it.
So what you do at Samsung?
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, so I originally went there to be a project manager. So I would go there and manage the major projects. So I work on the AT&T account team. So our team sells every phone that's at an AT&T store, every Samsung device is at an AT&T store, we sell it to them. So we work with AT&T to get our device in the store. I originally went there to be a project manager so that when every phone launched, I would manage that project. So we just launched the S9. We got a new phone that came out on March 15th. Yeah. And so we've been working on it since August. So I had to manage that project of here are the steps we need to take, here are all the things we need to do, and then here are the action items. That's what I used to do. What I do now is business development. So I work in IoT, which is called Internet of Things. So a phone is considered a mobile device. The TV is considered consumer electronic. Internet of Things is about devices that aren't phones, that aren't TVs. So we're coming out, for example, we have a smart things Wi-Fi router that's a mesh network system that actually gives you Wi-Fi in your house, throughout the house, but that's called an Internet of Things item. It's not a phone, it's not a TV, it's an Internet of Things. So I work on that and I work on services. So on each one of those phones, there's a service on the phone. There's things like trying to think of something that so we got like Bixby, you guys all have Apple, so I know you know what Siri. That's considered a service. So what I do is help sell those kind of services in to AT&T, because here's the interesting part that a lot of people don't know. That's a Samsung phone, but it's an AT&T Samsung phone. So we can't just put what we want on that phone. You know what's our phone?
So they gotta put.
They have, exactly, and they have to agree to what's downloaded on that phone. So we have to go in there and sell them and say, hey, you need to put this service on this phone because it's good for you. And that's what I do. Which is, I didn't know all that stuff when I joined. It was amazing to me. But yeah, so that's what I do. I work on different products, and then I also work on the services.
And when you say connected, so all in all, how I look at it is it's really about who you know.
Yeah. It's I wouldn't say it's really about, that is a huge part of it. But you can know people and still not be doing the right things. So you do the right things and know people, that's a problem. Then it's there. So yeah, you can be connected, but you can just be connected. But if you connected, like I said, if you guys are all connected and you're all having the right mindset, the right habits, and working on your own thing, but you're connected, those connections will help you, all of you, rise up. So it is all about who you know to an extent, but you still got to bring yourself to the party, your whole self, your true self.
He helped me, he helped anybody here, he helped anybody, raise your hand, he helped anybody today. And that's the main thing, that's the main thing, right there.
So if I helped you, do me a favor. I just want you to do me this favor. I want you to actually, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people don't write. I get it. You know, this new generation, we got all our phones. I mean, actually, I stopped writing a lot. But there's a key that you need to understand about writing that's different than typing. When you take out a pencil and you write on a piece of paper, it actually hits your subconscious mind. It tells your mind that you are serious about what you're doing. And when you're serious about what you're doing, your brain works for you when you're not working for it.
I tried doing this. It's like I did it for like 2 weeks straight and I stopped.
28 days.
I ain't got that.
So they
It's
say,
a habit, right?
yeah, build a habit.
It's hard to keep doing it though.
It is. That's the hope. But nothing in life is gonna be easy. Nothing in life is gonna be easy. So you're right, it is hard to do it. But the benefits, if you understand the benefits, then you'll keep doing it. Here's the thing, you gotta believe. And it's tough because you've got your own beliefs. So you stop doing it, which I agree, you know, there's a reason why you stopped. But if you really believe why you were doing it and not have the expectation, like I said, to see it the next day, you would have kept doing it. That's what I mean by habit. You gotta make a choice to make a habit that's gonna help you regardless. So I may not have talked you into making this a habit. So if this doesn't become a habit, that's fine. But I'm telling you to find a habit that's going to help you and do that habit every day. That's key to life. Key to life. You gotta find habits that you just do non-negotiable. And when people talk to you, they're gonna say, well, you know, when successful people talk, you can say, well, what's your habit? What is something that you do that's non-negotiable? And if you can't answer that, it's gonna be tough to make.
Yeah, 'cause I think with Tyler Perry said he go to bed, Tyler Perry go to bed at 8 o'clock every night and get up at 5 in the morning.
Yep,
But he's worth $1 billion.
exactly.
You go to bed at 8 o'clock at night and you get up at 5 in the morning.
And I'm sure he doesn't want to do that every time.
Right. So you know, like while we still sleeping until 9, 10 o'clock, he done been up 2 or 3 hours working on what he want to work on. You know what I mean?
Who you said it was?
Without period.
Go to bed at 8 o'clock and get up at 5 in the morning. He's worth $1 billion.
And you know Tyler Perry's story. He used to go drive his car and park in the neighborhood he wanted to live in. And that's all he had was his car. He didn't have a home. But he said he wanted to live in the neighborhood. He used to park his car there because that's what he believed, that's what he wanted to do. And he lives in that neighborhood now. It's in Smyrna. Right off of 285. Yeah, I think it is Smyrna.
Yeah, question?
Oh yeah, see, like what I used to do every day with my little journal that I had, I write down what I wanted to do today, and then I write down like, I had wrote down like 3 little positive things. I used to do it every day, but I just stopped.
Yeah.
I looked at mine.
listen, this is another thing too about these journals, right? You have to realize, it's not so much about the actual book.
No.
It's about you sitting down and thinking about it.
Yes, thank you.
It's that we're not on Instagram and
Thank
them up in DMs or whatever. It's about you actually sitting down every day before
It's
you
your
get
mind.
things started. And you thought about, okay, well today I need to do this. I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna work on this.
What I do, I write down what I need to do. That's what I do on my time.
Woo!
I just try to make sure I look at it every day.
Thank you.
Just look at it.
Yeah.
So, and if anybody wants it, I have a link I can send you of 21 different days, things that you can write in your journal. So I can send you a link too, and if you don't want to just write, 5 things you're grateful for, like what I do, just talk about it in the journal, I can send you something different.
And I overheard you say you had a friend that was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Is there by any, chance that you can set up,
You have them come in here? Yeah. Yeah, I definitely work on it. That's why I like this. I know someone that's studying to be a nurse, she's not one yet. I don't think I know any actual nurse.
But see, like you was talking about how to connection. Like say, say I'm like super rich and got it going on, right? Alright. And you meet me, you know me, but you ain't got your shit together.
I just don't
I
say
can't
it.
help you.
It's always.
You see what I'm saying? That's what he talking about. We talking about having
No, it's not
yourself
logical.
together. You have yourself together, then when you run across that connection, or you meet that person, you got your part done, and you make the connection, move forward, you know what I mean?
Everybody get did you get one?
Thank you.
But no, I definitely wanna talk to you about bringing some other fellows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talking about bringing them, they need to see it, man.
Yeah.
Cause they only show us on TV and radio as bad, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right. Or bling and.
Right.
and-
They don't explain how to get there.
Exactly.
Like you see Bubba, I see Bubba on Instagram every day, he dancing, you know what I mean?
But that man worked.
Yeah, right, but see, they don't
That
tell
man
me,
worked
but see, they don't tell them.
No.
They think they just did some music and blew up, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They don't let them know the,
And he took some risks too.
Yeah.
Because, he was an A&R and he risked his whole job.
he left,
When
you
he
know?
left.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
that was a big risk. 'Cause He
Yeah.
had a cush job.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody ain't willing to take the risk.
No, you right about that. That's what separates to me the
It
men from the
does.
boys.
It does.
The ones that go on to be great. you know what I mean?
Right. It's hard though, man. I mean, it is. It's hard.
Especially when you see, like I look at my life now, like when I was younger, I didn't have so much. So I could spend all my money and I could take a lot of risks
Yeah.
because I was still staying at home with mama.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But now if you get older, you got mortgages, you got car notes,
Exactly.
you got, you can't, it's harder to take them risks.
So it's the right time. It's
Now, that's what I'm telling them, let's go after what you want to go after.
Right now.
Right.
And not only from that, but you also can learn right now.
Right.
So even if you messed it all up when you 30 something, oh, you good. 'cause
Exactly.
You know.
Right.
You've been there.
Right.
You don't want to be messing up in your 30s.
Right, right.
Do it now.
But you see how you talk about belief, what? Now think about this. Think about when I first mentioned the hammer to you, right? How many years that's been, you know what I mean? And what I would tell you, Samsung. And even just to have Samsung in the building today, you know what I mean? It's like how you talking about what you believe and your actions created, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like over the year, 2 years of working on it, here we are. You feel me? It ain't done, but it's moving in the direction that I was talking about, I was believing in, I was working on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was a lot of great information, man. I know it was a lot from the one day. but
I know it.
I know they got some of it though. You know
I
what
know
I mean?
it's a lot. I know it's a lot.
It's gonna take the thing about this, it's gonna take them making them mistakes and learn to be like, hey, well, that's what Mr. Jackson was talking about. Yeah, when we went to school that day, you know what I mean? They're gonna be able to tie it back. Yeah, that's how it comes.
It's basically like.
When me and you had that phone conversation, me and you first talked about it, you were telling me all this, whatever.
Yeah.
It was some of the stuff I had been doing, but I was subconsciously doing.
Right.
I didn't know that you broke it down to me on the phone. Like,
Yeah.
damn, that's what I be doing.
Yep.
Damn, that's why that's working like that. Like you explained it to me, you know what I mean? I was just doing it, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the beautiful thing about it, man, yeah. What you say, Jay?
I was saying basically it's like when you feed yourself the right positive energy, you'll get positive from it. But if you feeding yourself the negative energy, then negative will come out of there.
Right.
So what was your name again? What was your name again?
My name?
Yeah.
Kevin.
So Kevin asked me a question. I don't know if everybody heard it. He said, "Do you believe in the law of attraction?" So honestly, all this stuff that I'm doing all started because of the law of attraction. Because I started studying the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is basically what you just said. What you give out, you get back. Whatever energy you put out in the world, you're going to attract it back to you. So you put out positive energy, you're going to attract the positive energy back. You put out negative energy, you're going to attract the negative energy back. If you're grateful for things, that's a positive energy, and you get more of what you're grateful for back. That's why gratitude is like my number one go-to. I love it because it's just whatever I feed and put out there, I'm going to get back. But then I need to believe the right things, I need to think the right way, and then I need to take the right actions. But that whole gratitude thing, that's how this all started for me. I read a book called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, and Rhonda Byrne wrote The Secret, who's all about the law of attraction. Yeah.
So you read The Secret too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The being grateful though, you know, it's like that. I think that's why some of the young people kill some of the young people because they don't know they don't have no appreciation or not grateful for being alive.
Exactly.
That's why it's easy to take another one because you don't know the importance of life.
It's the easy way out.
Yeah.
That is the easy way out. And people be gangster and killing and all the rest, and they think they're strong, they're hard, but they're actually doing the easy thing.
Yeah.
It's easy to go that route.
Right.
It's hard to go this other route.
Right.
It's hard to go this other route. People have called me soft and stuff and said, you know, all this, you the happy-go-lucky guy. No. I'm the strong guy, because this is hard.
For real.
This is hard.
For real.
It's hard. It's hard not to retaliate when somebody comes at you. But I got a bigger picture. I got a bigger picture in mind. I know. I get it. It's hard. It's hard. But the bigger picture is me. And if I retaliate, I'm actually feeding them. I'm
Right.
giving them what they wanted.
Right.
And it's hurting me.
It took you back so many steps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that ain't what it's about.
And as you get older, you don't have time to be going backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You made it. You made it. You know? Now, what's the doctor is thinking? I lost 20 pounds, bro.
There you go. That's good.
Shit, you outside.
They did the one night.
Sleeping outside the what?
Why you
Tell me, bro.
that bone scared me so bad, I like to piss on myself.
I was scared to death. I said, man, I'll get up, man. Yeah.
I was just playing, bro.
What made him come up? What made him come up?
That's
I
what I'm
don't know
saying.
what made him come up there. Tell me.
We wasn't even.
Man, y'all out the whole
We
time.
all around.
Y'all was all out the side. Hey, I'm hungry. I'm like, yo, we out to this. When I do something like that, I tell you, what if it was like life of live?
What do you think about retirement?
Bro, he kept saying the whole night.
Yeah. I'm saying,
Hey, I believe it. I believe it. Go have it, though. I'll go have it.
You know what?
Walking Dead.
Yeah, but he was-
So that's your phone on his voice.
but then what are you doing? So I guess, yeah, I'm saying, so,
Resign. It's a matter of time.
so,
When they put some in the water, take us out here, bro.
like, what are you doing? I didn't talk about it, I didn't.
Put some in what?
No, I'm saying, when you,
Ain't
if
taking
you,
me.
right now, think about your retirement. What vision do you see in your mind? What movie do you see playing? Like, picture yourself right here, looking at yourself in retirement. What are you doing? Oh, yeah.
Hey, okay, listen, so for everybody who's sitting outside, man, next Thursday, $100, boy.
That's all I need to hear.
Oh.
That's what
We had enough days,
Yeah.
but we could have worked it out and sold them cupcakes, man. This how crazy it is. We had enough days, we could have worked it out and sold them cupcakes, man. And them cupcakes could have paid for them. We had enough days, we first said, okay, Panama City, okay, cupcake, we gonna make it, we gonna do it. You know what I mean? That's up this day, that's up that day.
Only this one.
We been, who's gonna come on?
With the lawyer. I mean, I was like detective.
Right.
I'm gonna start my own little. Youth.
Hey, come on.
Yeah.
I already know it.
We was selling them though.
Right,
like,
right.
You know, what's up? Like, this how crazy it is. This how I know the enemy work, right?
And
We were busting down on the cupcakes, bro. I'm talking about every day they was sold at lunchtime. Money. As soon as we said, okay, we gonna sell cupcakes to go on the trip. Cupcake failure. Can't look at this cupcake. I'm
Natural.
I'm just saying, like, y'all see how that works? Like, you try to do good shit, you get opposition.
Taste to
But us as a team, we gotta push through opposition.
I don't know how they do it. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes the cupcake what it was like everything like an Oreo,
I know.
cheese.
That's the
I
thing.
keep telling
But see,
you,
I know. What's
Yeah.
up there?
Yeah.
I can only bring what's left over.
I'm saying,
So all the Oreos sold out that day, that's how you know.
right, so all advice is keep learning, keep learning. There's people out there
They don't
doing it
bring
now
that
that you can learn from, do a little bit better.
Yeah.
But you just keep learning.
I'm gonna try to join the thing though.
I appreciate it. So, oh, I can give y'all a card.
sing them in the car.
Big boy always flip.
Listen to that song in the car. Hey,
Email me anytime. Email me anytime. I mean, if you want to give the number, I got an Instagram, all that stuff too. So I make videos too that kind of tell the same story in like little short snippet videos. I just started doing that.
It's all supporters, you know.
Email me anytime.
Yeah, I was just.
I gotta answer all this.
Just throw that right in my mouth.
So you got some change, what? Listen, man. Yeah.
You got Google Wallet or Cash App or something?
I was called News Reminders. Go to YouTube, News Reminders, and what I just started about a month ago.
I mean,
Any feedback you have, I'd love to hear it. But yeah.
take your mind. I live right down the street. From here, right?
Limited
All the way
liability.
to Livingston over Buckhead.
So basically, I'm
All the way
incorporated
back,
with
all
the
the way to
state.
drop them off. You know what I mean?
If I
Like,
get
it's a
sued,
lot,
the
man.
company
We
is
bullshit.
not my
You
personal.
feel me? You gotta make me do like that. Fuck it. Everybody have $100. Let's have one. Everybody get $100. Let's go. Everybody will be good. You know what I mean?
Who said you couldn't get a
This is a thing though. We gotta have a I take my credit card and reserve it on my hotel room. I got the van already reserved.
Well, that's my business. So the jewelry, so basically I got a website.
So you need more than $100. You need $100 for the trip.
And the jewelry.
Spending money. You really need $200.
Yeah, it's all on the website.
My birthday. In that time, I'm down. I can't even
Might go back and say what?
Dumbass people I ordered these clothes from. He sent me the money back, but I still got my stuff. Oh, like, dumbass motherfucker, pay me to send it back. I just got a new pair of pants free. Champion slides, wrong. I paid $186. I went
Yeah,
to
give a
Mother's
picture.
Day. Broke it.
Let me get one individual picture.
Yeah. Remember I told you, I'm gonna be bringing in great people, man, as much as you can, bro. You gotta meet these people in person, you know what I mean? They don't show us some ridiculous on TV like they supposed to, but it's a lot of great people like us doing great things. Let's take a Google on the wall.
On the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this.
So I'll give you your water. What's the name? Not the other guy. Alex.
Appreciate that.
Yo, hey, call us in the back, man. Call us in the back. Back up, everybody back up. We gotta back up. Everybody back up.
Oh, so you got it on there?
Yeah, that way you can, so you can write whatever you want in here, but the whole point is I want you to look at this every day when you brainstorm. And it talks about that in front. But it's like, this is.
Well, we gotta back up, we gotta back up.
Come on, Jay.
Back up.
You don't hear me, man.
I can't see, I think turn the post out.
Hey, who got
Yeah,
the
he
net?
turns around.
Okay, we ready now? Y'all ready? Read. I can't see you quick, come on, son. 3, 2, 1. Alright, I'm gonna take 2 or 3. 2, 1, bam. Let me, hold on, don't move. I'm gonna give you one.
I'm gonna do a selfie.
You alright.
You know what? You know what? I can take a picture of everybody. With the,
Oh, yeah,
with the tripod.
Look, I can get mine out there, I can get mine out there.
I'm gonna take a selfie.
Oh, okay.
Take the live off.
Like big cone.
How'd I do that? Hey, I don't know how to work this, you know how that, y'all know that. Look how I do it. Y'all ready? 2, 1.
Appreciate it.